So I usually get these alerts from the Center for Tobacco Products slash Food and Drug Administration at warning letters and things of that nature. I get alerts in regards to them. Usually I don't do, I think I did one, maybe two videos on that, but typically, I usually, because they're mainly for underagers, they're companies, vapor companies are selling it to people that are 18 and under. And there's so many of them. There are a lot of them. So I tend to not do any of those specific warning letters from the FDA slash CTP. But on this particular one, I decided to do it because it's a very, very important um, warning letter. So I'm going to read it to you, and then we'll go to the website that they cited in their warning letter. So this is called RAD Trading, RAD Trading. It was April 27th, 2017. Let me make that just a little larger for you. It's out of the Center for Tobacco Products via electronic mail. RAD Trading Limited, sales at red-apparel.com. And the email is oxford420 skateshop at hotmail.com. The warning letter states as follows. The Center for Tobacco Products of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration recently reviewed the website and determined that the e-liquid products listed there are offered for sale or distribution to customers in the United States. Now, before I get into it, as far as their website, this particular company is actually in the UK, and what's going on here is the FDA is going to wind up. I mean, they're slowly. I mean, these are warning letters, okay, but in time they will do enforcement actions. And they actually speak of these enforcement actions in this warning letter. And they will put import bans on these particular companies. Now, this company has absolutely no companies in the USA. They are strictly in the UK. But the FDA has scoured the website, World Wide Web, to find websites that are in violation. I've been talking about that for some time. Of course, I don't, but this is a perfect example that they do watch vendors, they do visit websites, and they do watch certain situations that unfold. And I'm sure what they did, and they speak about in this warning letter, is someone within the CTP slash FDA made it appear that they were underage, under 18 years of age, and they purchased some e-liquid from redapparel.com. But it's not just the underage that's going on here. It's even more than that. It's even more than that. And so, and therefore, that e-liquid bottle wound up from the UK into the USA. And now, because of it going from UK to USA, the jurisdiction lies within the USA. And therefore, the FDA slash CTP has power to actually tell this UK company, by the way, if you commit further violations of the FDA final rule, we will put an import ban, we will seize your product, et cetera, and even to the point of criminal prosecution. They talk about that in this letter. But it's not just about someone under the age of 18, it's even more than that, which I have yet to see in one of the warning letters. That's why I don't do really any of them. But this particular one changes the entire landscape of what they're going after. as far as violations of the FDA final rule. So anyway, I'll continue on. So the key here is for sale or distribution to customers in the United States. And this is quite relative to like Vandy Vape and, the complaint that I did. Eventually, maybe they'll get around to that. Maybe they won't. I'm sure eventually they'll visit the website. They'll eventually purchase one of the Vandy Vape's products and then find out that all their products have a manufacturer finished product date after August 8th, 2016, and for Vandy Vape will get a warning letter, but it's really futile because what are they going to do? I mean, the Vandy Vape was established as a company on December 25th, 2016. So all their products are with a manufacturer finished product date after August 8th, 2016. So therefore, they would have to refrain from importing any products into the USA. There's no corrective action. I mean, they'll sell to other parts around the world, which is legal according to whatever laws of that country, the other countries. But as far as the USA, the warning letter will basically be sort of de facto ban, because that is an import ban, because they can't sell any of those products unless they get a PMTA, and that is an approved PMTA from the FDA, which I'm sure it's not worth it to Vandy Vape to do so. So therefore, all of those products will be stopped at the border. But anyway, let me continue on. But this gets very interesting. So under Section 201 RR of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, 21 United States Code 321 RR, as amended by the Family Smoking Prevention and Tobacco Control Act, these products are tobacco products because they are made or derived from tobacco and intended for human consumption. Certain tobacco products, including e-liquids, are subject to FDA jurisdiction under Section 901B of the FD&C Act, 21 United States Code 387AB. FDA has determined that your amplified e-liquid is misbranded. Now that's a new one. Misbranded. They've done adulterated already. I've seen warning letters on that, but yet to see misbranded. Is misbranded under Section 903A7B of the FD&C Act, 21 United States Code 387C-A7B, because you sold this product to a person younger than 18 years of age. Now, adulterate in the FDA final rule, excuse me, and I've spoke about this before, adulterated and or misbranded products, you could wind up with criminal prosecution. So it's a hefty one. Anyway, let me continue on. Sales to minors violation. FDA's investigation of the website. See, they're looking at websites, guys. I'm telling you, they're looking at them. Just because they haven't taken any, they haven't given out any warning letters or any enforcement action orders yet. Believe me, they are looking at websites. They are accumulating all this information. FDA's investigation of the website Rad-Apparel revealed that you sold an e-liquid product to a minor. Specifically, during our investigation of a person younger than 18 years of age purchased an amplified e-liquid from the website. So I'm sure during that investigation, someone within the CTP/FDA made it appear that they were underage and they purchased this particular product. No retailer may sell covered tobacco products, including e-liquid, cigar, pipe tobacco, water pipe tobacco, and dissolvable tobacco products, as well as electronic nicotine delivery system products that contain any tobacco derivative. Derivative, very important, to a person younger than 18 years of age. Under 21 CFR 1140.14b under 21 CFR 1140.3, a covered tobacco product is defined, and we don't really have to go through all of that. It would probably bore you. Anyway, this is the main one, though. Under Section 903A7B of the FD&C Act, tobacco products are misbranded if sold or distributed in violation of regulations prescribed under Section. Because this product is sold or distributed to persons younger than 18 years of age, this product is misbranded. Conclusion and requested actions. The violation discussed in this letter does not necessarily constitute an exhaustive list. You should immediately correct the violation that is referenced above, as well as violations that are the same as or similar to the one stated above, and take any necessary actions to bring your tobacco products in compliance with the FD&C Act. Excuse me. It is your responsibility to ensure that your tobacco products and all related labeling and or advertising on this website, on any other websites, including e-commerce, social networking, or search engine websites, and in any other media in which you advertise, comply with each applicable provision of the FD&C Act and FDA's implementing regulations. Failure to ensure full compliance with the FD&C Act may result in FDA initiating further action without notice, including, but not limited to, civil money penalties, no tobacco sale orders, criminal prosecutions, seizure, and/or injunction. Please note that adulterated and misbranded tobacco products offered for import into the United States are subject to detention and refusal of admission. This is a big whammy. I've yet to see this in one of their warning letters. When I saw that, I said to myself, I'm doing a video. This is a huge whammy. Whammy, whammy, whammy. Take a vape on that. The point is they are looking at websites. I'm telling you, they're looking at them. They're looking at them all. You think they're just diddling around, they don't know what they're doing? Believe me. Those that think for even a split second that the FDA or the CTP does not know what they're doing, does not have enough personnel to do what they need to do, you're in either denial, you're foolish, you're naive, you're gullible, or just plain dumb. Excuse me. FDA/CTP is scouring the websites outside of the United States and inside of the United States. Believe me, I did that video on the surveillance video, same thing. It tells you right there. And they're accumulating all this information. And they will do these certain things. Eventually, I mean, they can actually they find a product, like on Vapor DNA. I reported them along with Vandy Vape to the FDA. I also reported Vape NW, but they're no longer around because I think their building burned down, right? And that was on the Vape Passion Show. I mean, that information. Man, I just woke up. Anytime I wake up, I have a little phlegm right there. I don't know why. It's weird. Even before or after I vape, I always have that. It's just a sign of age, I think. But anyway, so they are looking at all these websites. And in time, they will find these products on there that have manufacturer finished product dates after August 8th, 2016. And these products, I mean, they'll get a warning letter saying, remove these products from your shelves or from your inventory. Do not sell them to any person in the United States. and or export them to anyone outside of the United States. Because that's the other thing. People think, well, man, dang it. Some person in Japan wants to buy something from Vapor DNA, which is, I think, located in California. I'm not positive about that, but I think that's where it's at. Washington State or California. That person in Japan cannot buy a manufactured finished product date after August 8th, 2016 from the Vapor DNA or any websites in the USA. That's also in violation because they can't export any manufactured finished product dates after August 8th, 2016. You can't import it and you can't export it. That's how the FDA final rule reads. And so, because it's part of the distribution, it's part of, and even as a retailer. But the key to this particular warning letter is they are telling another country, another company in another country, that if you continue this practice of selling these adulterated products, misbranded, well, not adulterated, misbranded products in the USA to those under 18 years of age, we will, it's subject to detention and refusal of admission. Excuse me. Refusal of admission means import ban. Import ban. Subject to detention meaning they seize your product or products, and then they put a import ban on that company. Now, let me continue just a little bit more. Please submit a written response to this letter within 15 working days from the date of receipt describing your corrective actions, including the dates on which you discontinued the volatile labeling, advertising, sale, and or distribution of these tobacco products, and your plan for maintaining compliance with the FD&C Act. They have 15 days. That's long past. I don't know if they corrected it or not. Or they may just decide, it's not worth it to us. We won't sell to the USA anymore. They could do that. This rad trading company can decide, I'm not going to sell anymore to the USA. I'll just sell to other parts of the world. And that's basically what they can do to avoid having a problem or correcting their situation. On the other hand, websites or vendors in the USA that either sell to an American and or export to other countries that violate, like other, someone under the age of 18 years of age, or adulteration or misbranding, especially manufactured finished product dates after August 8, 2016. Those things will definitely need to be corrected, or they won't be able to sell them to anyone outside of the USA or inside of the USA. So that's a problem as far as US vendors are concerned. But this is very important. And like I stated before in other videos, misbranded / adulterated products are subject to criminal prosecution. They take your rear end and throw you in jail. They'll get an extraditional. They'll start the entire extraditional process through a judge, federal judge, and take this rad trading company to court in a criminal court. Now, of course, maybe the UK might fight that, the government itself, who knows. This thing here, no tobacco sale orders, that is, they go to court, and I've showed this in another video, they go to court, and they get an order from a judge where you can't sell your product anymore. This is usually what happens, civil money penalties, and these can add up all the way up to $10 million over a long period of time, but they certainly can do that. The seizure, that means seize your product, or injunction, An injunction can be almost anything, but it's mainly to stop whatever they're importing or whatever they're doing. But the key to this video is this here. It's very, very important. They're showing that they're stepping up their game. I've yet to see this ever in any of the warning letters, and I've seen many warning letters in the hundreds, and I've yet to see this one. This is why I'm doing this video, because this is about import into the United States. It's showing that the Fda Ctp is starting to step up their game a little bit more. They're starting to step it up. And I know you say, well, who the heck is Rad Trading Company? Yeah. Well, eventually they're going to step that game up to Innokin, Aspire, Kangertech, Tesla, Joytech, Fastech, 3F Vape, all those really cool 2-mech mod companies in the Philippines. Eventually they're going to step up everything. You watch as time goes by. And you know, you'll say to yourself, well, this is April 27, 2017. This was before Scott Gottlieb got into office. Maybe so. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, because they still have to correct these situations. And more of these types of warning letters slash possible criminal prosecution or whatever, seizures, import bans, definitely will not stop because of Scott Gottlieb. I can guarantee that. Guarantee that. Guarantee that. In fact, I'll guarantee you this much. Regardless of how the Nicopure Labs Right to Be Smoke-Free Coalition's lawsuit turns out, as far as importing products into the United States with a manufactured finished product date after August 8, 2016, that is probably going to remain in place. I don't think the judge is going to throw that out. You know, she could, but probably not. And especially if it's misbranded and or adulterated and being sold to someone under the age of 18, that is definitely not going to be thrown out by the judge. I can guarantee, that's a guarantee. I'll close down this entire FDA Final Rule website. I mean, FDA Final Rule YouTube channel. That's a guarantee. Anything with 18 years of age and under, that judge is not going to touch. Period. She's not going to touch that. That's guaranteed. That's guaranteed. So anyway, let's go to Rad Trading, Rad Apparel Trading, or whatever you want to call it. Let's see who these people are, and then I'll let you guys go. So radapparel.com is the online trade name of the Oxford 420 skate store. 420 skate store was first established in Weymouth, I don't know, in 2015, and since has opened store across the country. These people can't spell very well. There are now stores in Bristol, Derby, York, and you see what they are. And then, so Oxford was the main place. Okay, they don't have any companies in the USA. And then, let's see what else they have here. So let's go to their home. This is what it looks like. Now, they do a lot of skating and stuff like that, but they also have electronic cigarette setups and e-liquid. Or let's say this, vape and electronic cigarette setups and e-liquid. It's like a hip-hop, it's like a cool, you know, kind of thing, kind of website, you know, kind of store that they have. And see, they sell Kangertech. They sell Kangertech, Aspire, Schmuck, Sigeli, Innokin, Kupor, E-Leaf, Tesla. And then they have all these flavors. See? Look, all this flavor here they have. Charlie's Chalk Dust, Space Jam, Milkman, Beard, and this is the one that they got nailed on. So let's go to e-liquid. Now, I believe in the UK, you have to sell, I think it's only at 10 mil, something like that. I don't know. I shouldn't even, I don't like to really speak about other countries' laws unless I really research them. But I heard something about the new TBD has to do with only 10 mil bottles or something like that. I don't know. So anyway, let's go to, what was that again? Amplified. So let's see if we can find Amplified. It's maybe not even listed anymore. Don't even look at like it's listed. I think they took the Amplified off of there. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't really look. Look. So they actually took Amplified off of their website. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. Oh, look at that. See? They literally took that off. They corrected themselves so they can continue to sell within the United States. See? So, for instance, if you see, let's see, if you click on something like Space Jam, well, that page isn't found either. But if you look at through the list, and this is all, it's in pounds, but you don't see Amplified in the list. They took that off their website. They want to comply with the FDA. Apparently, they sell a lot of stuff in the USA, apparently. So they wanted to comply with the FDA. Let's just check out something else here. Not that I am advertising them, but I just want to see if I could find anything about Amplified stuff. I think it's I think they have taken it off their website, definitely. Yeah, they took the Amplified off of their website. So they're complying. Apparently, they sell a lot of products to the USA. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't care, and they say the heck with the USA. And that's that. Now, I don't know how they do their algorithms or whatever you call it within their website, but they could have done something like when you try to purchase something from Rad Apparel, if you're in the USA and you try to purchase the Amplified e-liquid, it doesn't allow you to do it. You can't. It can't be sold to someone in the USA. I mean, they can do that. Of course, they can. But apparently, to them, they decided that we don't need these problems. We're going to discontinue selling the Amplified e-liquid, and that's exactly what they did. So they complied with the FDA, even though it is still listed right here. They need to take this little thing off here, but it doesn't matter really because they're not selling it any longer. It's not in any of their e-liquids here. Some of this juice I don't even know of. Heard of the milkman, but that's about it. Dinner lady, I heard dinner lady. That's about it I heard of. Anyway, so they definitely complied with the FDA, and they said, it's not worth it. Forget it. We'll take the amplified e-liquid off of the website. We will discontinue selling it. And I'm sure they stopped that, and they responded to the FDA within the 15 days and stated we are no longer selling, or we discontinued selling e-liquid not only to the people around the world but also to the USA. And I'm sure the FDA was satisfied with that. Now, of course, the FDA will watch that website, that RAD trading website, RAD apparel trading website or whatever. They will watch them probably forever to make sure that they don't commit another violation, because if they do, they won't get, like it says here, failure to ensure full compliance with the FD&C Act may result in FDA initiating further action without notice. Without notice. So a warning letter is basically a notice. That's all it is. A warning letter is a notice. It's saying, look, correct these situations and you'll be fine. That's all it is. That's all a warning letter is a notice. In fact, every single and that really starts that whole legal process, is that notice. I mean, it's not just the government doing that. Private U.S. citizens, etc., companies, they got to give you notice. Sort of a chance to try to work something out, to try to make it better, to try to correct the situation. And then if you, quote unquote, default or you ignore the notice, then it turns into actual action. And as far as the FDA/CTP is concerned, then they can start to do civil money penalties, no tobacco sales orders, criminal prosecution, seizure, and injunction, detention and refusal of admission, which is an import ban. But yeah, they corrected the situation, but I'm sure the FDA, CTP is still watching them, believe me. But the key to this entire video, is that they're starting to ramp up their game. I have yet to ever see this in any of their warning letters. Import into the United States are subject to detention and refusal of admission. That line has yet to be in any of their other warning letters. This is the first one. And this is telling you very clearly that we are watching all the websites, and eventually we're going to be giving out these warning letters or these notices to these companies. And if they do not comply, we will put an import ban on those products. And this situation, April 27th, 2017, happened happened before my Vandy Vape complaint to the FDA. So it shows I have absolutely nothing to do with this. I'm not even going to make a dent into, not even a tiny, bitty, tiny, weeny, tiny scratch into what the FDA CTP is doing. They know what's going on. I am telling you. I don't care what Suck My Mod Matt says. He doesn't know what he's talking about, okay? He's trying to pacify the vaping community on YouTube. So everyone lives in a state of denial. I'm telling you, the FDA CTP are looking at all these websites around the world, just like in that surveillance video that I did with the blinds and the little eye sticking through the blinds, spying on you. They're looking at all the websites around the world, especially in the USA. And eventually, I will be getting more and more of these types of warning letters in my email, because I get it in my email, these alerts. And they will more and more not just be, well, you sold an e-liquid or a vapor product to someone under the age of 18, but you will see more and more websites being literally designated. And that's the other thing in this particular warning letter. I've never seen them speak about an actual website. Usually it's done in a vape shop. These e-liquids that are sold under to individuals under the age of 18 or have been in vape shops or convenience stores, but mainly vape shops. This is the first one I've seen with an actual website. See? During our investigation of, see that? It's how you read that phrasing in there. During our investigation of the website, and then they found these violations. So, and this is the UK. Eventually, I'm telling you, as time goes by, I'm going to get more and more of these warning letters speaking in terms of not only outside of the USA websites, but inside of the USA websites, like Vapor DNA. They're notorious to be, they're selling products that have manufacturer finished product dates after August 8, 2016. I'd say about 75% of their products are like that. Well, maybe not that much. Probably about 40%, 50% of their products have those manufacturer finished product dates after August 8, 2016. And believe me, the Fda Ctp is going to compile that information and give a serious warning letter to the Vapor DNA. And I'm telling you, they're going to lose sales out of your yin yang. Excuse my language. They are going to lose a whole bunch of sales. In fact, they'll wind up going out of business because the bulk of, and not just Vapor DNA, many of them, Vapor Beast, all of them. These websites accumulate monies by having these new products on the market that are being advertised by people like Whip Trippers and Indoor Smokers and Suck My Mod and Mike Vapes and Jack Vapes and you name it, all of them. Ambitions Vapors or whatever. It doesn't even matter. All these individuals on YouTube are advertising all these products. These companies, especially outside of the USA, use these YouTube channels to advertise because it's an advertisement platform. And then, in turn, Vapor DNA or Vapor Beast or whatever have these products. You go to them and you buy them. That's how it works. Well, if there's no products that are brand new at the Vapor DNA website, they'll go out of business. And that's going to very indirectly shut down these YouTube channels left and right. Literally, they will, because the people that are importing these products into the USA will not be able to sell them on these websites, even vape shops, mainly websites, and like Inic and all these characters, and they're going to say to themselves, why should we be giving these samples to these YouTubers to do our advertising for us when we're losing a huge bulk of our monies with these USA vendors? Understand? Now, of course, they could still sell to other parts of the world, and so they may still, send some samples to these YouTubers, but not as much, because believe it or not, not the bulk, but a very good portion of the import sales or the let's say the foreign manufacturers, pretty almost, I don't know exactly the statistics, but I know they're very high. I'm going to say about maybe 40%, 50% of their sales, maybe even higher, of these foreign manufacturers, the bulk of their sales are in the USA. And if they can't sell them in the USA, then, is it worth it to send all these samples to all these other characters on the YouTube? They may, but it'll start to dry up. And, it's a long process. A lot of people think, oh, well, FDA, CTP hasn't done anything. It took the combusted tobacco products to finally, under the Tobacco Control Act of 2009, they were working on all that crap since the early 1960s with the Surgeon General investigations and things of that nature. And it slowly evolved itself. And then finally, 40, 50 years later, they finally had the Tobacco Control Act. Well, the same thing with the FDA final rule. It's going to take a little time. It's not going to happen overnight, but it'll take a little time. Like I've said before, about 5 to 10 years before the FDA CTP dries up the entire market. Unless the Nickel Pure Labs Right to Be Smoke-Free Coalition, well, some of those claims will go in our favor, and in turn will limit some of those powers that the FDA has. But still, things like under the age of 18, having manufactured finished product dates after August 8th, 2016, being imported into the USA, I'm sure the judge isn't going to touch things like that. What the judge mainly is going to do, two things, and I'm going to let you go on this, is the PMTA, streamline that, revamp that, order the FDA CTP to streamline that, and the modified risk claims. That is, you could say that vaping is healthier for you than combusted cigarettes that kill. Things of that nature. And maybe she'll even put down examples as to what you can say and how you should say it, or things like that. Those two claims are going to wind up going in our favor for the most part. Maybe not completely across the board, but for the most part they will. All these other things probably will be left alone, like the manufactured finished product date. Dates after August 8, 2016. I don't think she'll touch that, because if she did, then it would give the green light for them to import all these products onto our market without any testing or processing at all. They would have to also have to go through some kind of streamlined or revamped PMTA. And then she could possibly even extend that November 8th, 2018 deadline out a little bit. She can extend that out. That is for the products that have been on the market up until August 8th, 2016. But that's neither here nor there. But it's mainly the PMTA and or the modified risk claims. She's going to revamp a lot of that. Anyway, so I wanted to share this with you. I know longer than I wanted, but it just shows you that they are clamping down. I'm telling you, they're ramping up their game. They're ramping it up. They're ramping it up, and they're going to come to a vape shop near you. They're going to come to an online vendor near you, be it in the USA or outside of the USA. But this is a perfect example as to showing that they are starting to clamp down. And this is the key. This is what drew my attention to this particular warning letter. Import into the United States are subject to detention and refusal of admission, which is basically an import ban. And they are going to do these import bans as time goes by, you see, especially once the judge and Nuclear Labs lawsuit. Once she rules, they know where they stand out with the law. I'm telling you, they're going to clamp down big time. That marketplace is going to dry up in the USA. And it'll happen very quickly. I'm sure this is like one website. Like it says, like it says, okay, it is like it says, it is your responsibility to ensure that your tobacco products and all related labeling or advertising on this website, on any other websites, including e-commerce, social networking, that is YouTube, or search engine websites, or in any other media in which you advertise, comply with each applicable provision of the FD&C Act and FDA's implementing regulations. They know, man. Believe me, suck my mod, Matt. I think he just wants to pacify the YouTube community. And unfortunately, a lot of people are doing this. A lot of people are doing this. I mean, I got a lot of crap off my Make It Right series. I've been going through this thing with this person. The YouTube name is Your Mom's Beaver, which is, right off the bat, you wonder. But anyway, I'm having this correspondence back and forth with this person about Vandy Vape and my reporting about Vandy Vape. It shows that they've been doing this even before I reported Vandy Vape. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Vandy Vape will just be swallowed up into this whole vacuum that they're doing here anyway. Eventually, they're going to put an import ban on Vandy Vape, regardless if I reported them or not. Period. They're going to do the same thing with Mike Vape's website. They're going to do the same thing with any of those websites out there. They are going to watch these websites. And then it's just a question of giving these warning letters. And maybe in the next year or so, or the next several months from now, I'll get in one of my emails from the FDA, it'll actually be listed Vandy Vape or Mike Vapes or Vapor DNA or, Vapor Beast or whatever have you. And this is what's going to happen. They are definitely starting to ramp it up a bit. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go, but I thought I'd share this with you and show you that definitely, they are ramping up their game. And it's just a question of knowing where they stand with the law with the Nuclear Labs court decision. And then once they do know, they are going to ramp it up 100 times over. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I see it. I'm probably the only one on the entire YouTube community, outside of maybe some of these YouTube channels that are actually lawyers and things like Nicopure has their lawyers that put on that particular that do that particular YouTube channel. But outside of that, aren't very many that can actually see the future, what's about to happen. And I'm telling you, Fda Ctp are not stupid, for one thing. They're highly intelligent people that are working. In fact, the government has all the money in the world to hire the most intelligent experts in any field that they want, that they're going to hire for. They have, all the taxpayer money, right? So they're going to take all that money and they're going to hire the best in whatever field, and not just the scientists, but also these investigators that do this stuff. They know how to investigate. They got all the tools in the world. They make private investigators look like a joke. The federal government has been doing this stuff for so long. Look at the FBI. They've been doing that crap for over 100 years. And I'm sure the FDA, if they wanted to do an investigation, all they have to do is make a phone call in an internal memo to the FBI to help us out to investigate some website out there. I'm sure they have those tools. I'm sure. Don't ever fool yourself and to think that they don't know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. And they have the power to do it. until a court tells them to limit those powers. Until that happens, they have the power to do these things. And like I said, on these import bans and things like that, with the August 8th, 2016, these things are going to wind up staying in place with manufactured finished product dates, regardless of how the court rules. They're going to stay in place. Well, and the court's not going to probably those claims are going to stay with the go in favor of the FDA. But anyway, yeah, this stuff is going on, guys. They're ramping up their game. They have every tool in the toolbox, and it's just a question of pick and choose as to who they want to go after. And it would not surprise me in the next several months to a year that, you know, I'm reading a warning letter haven't been given to Vapor DNA or Vapor Beast or any of these, you know, Element Vape. So many of them out there. My Vapor Store, which is a good website, but still, they're also in violation of the FDA final rule because they sell products also with manufactured finished product dates after August 8, 2016. In fact, they all do. I don't think any of them don't. I've yet to come. If you could actually do that, little project for you, put it under the video. If you could, any websites out there that only sell vapor products and or e-liquid that have a manufactured finished product date before August 8, 2016. I bet you can't find any of them out there. None. Zero, zilch, nada. Anyway, so I'm going to let you go. But yeah, this line here, baby, this here, right here, that's the kicker. Anyway, they're starting to ramp up their game, and you'll see what happens. It's going to wind up creating a big black market, but they're going to slowly then ramp it up in that area and clamp down on that. Look what happened with contraband combusted cigarettes. That's when the ATF will start to step in. And I would hate to mess around with the alcohol, tobacco, firearms. That's a whole different ballgame there. They're like renegades. You don't want to mess with these people, you know. They're a whole different, you know. To me, when I think of the ATF, in a sense, they're like the CIA. People you don't want to mess with, you know. People that visit you, and they can visit you at all times, you know. It's like the old KGB and old Russia. Not that that still probably still goes on in Russia, but still it's just done quieter than it was, you know, 40 years ago or 30 years ago. But the CIA, ATF, these are two departments within the federal government that you just don't want to mess around with. Really don't. Really don't. You could wind up getting killed by one of these guys, and they're just saying, well, it was my mistake, take us to court, sue us, you know, have a civil monetary lawsuit, and we'll pay you off, and no one gets in trouble. That's usually how it's handled. You don't want to mess with these people. ATF would come, you know, barging through your vape shop door, barging through, you know, shut down your entire website like that. You know, they have serious enforcement powers. Just don't want to mess with these departments. These are, you know, it's one thing you read about in the newspaper or online, you know, you hear it on TV. There's a whole other ball game when you have an ATF squad, you know, going through your door at your vape shop to close your ass down, literally. Just don't need those types of nightmares, believe me. You just don't need them. I guarantee you that. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. But yes, they have stepped it up. They're starting the process of leading up to an import ban. Anyway, let you guys go. Bye.